Going back to that top story we've been discussing, Justice Minister Thembi Simelane appearing earlier before members of Parliament over a loan she received from a financial advisor linked to the collapsed VBS bank. She maintains she did nothing wrong. Joining us now is Madambi Muburawa, VBS Minority Shareholders spokesperson. A very good afternoon to you, Madambi. Thanks very much for your time. Tell us what you made of the minister's presentation before Parliament today.
Yes, we since this news broke out that the minister was involved in these transactions which had seemed to have come not through the proper channels, because they went a long way. And when the minister's name was brought in, we were very much disappointed, because for the whole case to come to end, we rely on the Department of Justice, and especially the people that are on the helm of the department, that, they would be influential to see that the law takes its course against the perpetrators. But when the top person is involved, that worried us. We are worried and looking as to see what government does about that. Because if nothing is done, we lose hope that our cases will ever succeed.
Well, let's take two issues from what you've just said. The first one is that she says she didn't take a loan from VBS, and she feels for people like you. She took a loan from someone who was associated with VBS, but that was her own mashonisa, as some MPs called Gondu earlier. So she didn't really take from you, but accessed a loan which she repaid, but from a mashonisa who happens to have had links with VBS.
When you are taking such big amounts from a person, you must make sure the source of that funds, that they are coming from, the right place. You should be suspicious. And I thought that's what, should have done, to say such a lot of funds, what may be the source of that funds. And that's what one would expect, When we were selling shares of VBS to some of the people, they came up with lots of funds. We refused them. We said, we want to see the source of funds, where it comes from. Then before taking that money. So when we are satisfied now it's from the right source, then you can take the money. Really.
She says it wasn't for lack of trying. She said she tried to look at her mega savings. That wouldn't work. She then went to the banks and could see that there too she wasn't necessarily getting, a better deal. And Gondu was there, to make it there wasn't much of a difference, as the MPs were saying earlier, that when they look at the interest that she had to pay, it wasn't necessarily a good deal. But she was convinced in her own mind that she was, getting something worthwhile compared to what she had tried to source or what she had been exposed to.
Yeah, well, that is surely a story. And it is difficult to prove that, you see. It is very difficult to prove that. So, but that's a story.
Now, on the second issue,
to prove that the money came from VBS, as I say, a lot of money went out of VBS, taking a long way through other organizations until into the coffers of other people where it ended up. That's what is happening most, even with the political parties. The political parties didn't come directly and take money from VBS. It took a long drive, but to get to the last, last coffer. That's what we are tracing, is where the money has finally ended up to. And if those people that now are told that that is the money that you receive was from VBS, if they want to be honest enough, they will say, well, we didn't know, but let's put it right. And then such people then would be taken as state witnesses, and in support that, steps should be taken against those facilitators of such funds.
She then went on to say that she was the one who instituted the withdrawal of municipal funds from the mutual bank well ahead of a Treasury directive to do so.
You see, especially when she was involved with that, and she knew very well of these funds between the municipalities and VBS, when she gets such money, she would be the first person now to really be interested in knowing whether it is not part of that money coming through there, you see. Especially that she had a knowledge of the money that was coming from the municipality into VBS, and which was questioned by Treasury that it was an illegal transaction.
To your other concern, that she's the Minister of Justice, and you rely on people like her and institutions like your NPA in order for you to get justice, or at the very least to get questions answered. She says there's no conflict of interest. The position she holds is not influential in the processes that are unfolding currently. The police are doing their investigations. The National Prosecuting Authority will make its own decisions about who and when to prosecute. She's got nothing to do with that, and you have nothing to worry about.
He is very right. She's not involved in administrative issues, but at the end of the day, she is responsible of whatever is happening, though she is not directly involved with the investigation and the prosecution. But at the end of the day, if things don't go wrong, they blame the minister, though the minister was really not involved in things, but that responsibility of the department, cannot shy from that.
Do you share the MP's concerns on this one, that whether the perceptions are real, or not, it's important for someone in her position to be seen to be above controversy, to be seen to be clean, and for her to be believable?
Yeah, that's what we expect, that a person in a position should be clean in as far as, such cases that are being dealt with in her department. It should not be seen to be appearing anywhere, in the list of those people, because she's part of the people that should be investigated. She should be investigated for that. So you can see there's a conflict.
And that's where we're going to leave it for now, at least Madambi Muburawa, who is the VBS Minority Shareholders spokesperson.